Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the IVES number FBPART.1014. This is a rub, plate, and shim package for their FB30, FB40, FB50, FB60 series automatic flush bolts. And basically what you're getting is the rub plate, and the rub plate mounts to the edge of the inactive door. Not magnetic, and I'm not tempted to say that this is stainless. I wonder if this might be zinc. It does not make me think it's stainless. Anyway, it's non-ferrous, whatever it is. The shim that comes with it is made of is ferrous, absolutely. So you're going to get a rub plate. You're going to get a shim. The shim goes underneath the rub plate in case you need to build it out ever so slightly. The rub plate is used in instances where you have automatic flush bolts. Top of the door and bottom of the door, or maybe bottom of the door only. Here's your inactive door. This is attached to the edge of your active door. The active door closes. Here comes the rub plate. It's going to make contact with the trigger in the edge of the flush bolt, and as the door closes, it will force up and down, or maybe down only, the bolt to engage, the header and the threshold, or maybe the threshold only, if they're automatic or semi-automatic. And that's what this does. The shim is going to be used to help build that material out should you need to, and you'll get a couple of screws included in that. It's only available in this one type of finish. I'm going to have to go with zinc. I would not have guessed this to be zinc. I mean, obviously I want to think that it's stainless, but this has absolutely no magnetism at all, and stainless would be very slightly magnetic when it was worked like this. Okay, anyway, the mystery of the base material aside, overall height of the rub plate is 1.25 inches. Overall width, about 1.5 inches. The shim, about 1.1 inches by about 15/16. Will include a couple of screws, definitely made of steel, for attaching it. Let me give you the thickness of both plates. The shim itself is 60 thousandths thick. The thickness of the rub plate is 0.48, 0.048. So quite small enough not to impede the operation of a door, and adding the shim, you're going to get out to about 108 thousandths thick. I would think if you need that much room to move or to engage the auto flush bolt, you might have too heavy of a margin to begin with between a pair of doors. So be mindful of that. These are used with semi-automatic and automatic flush bolts that can be told to secure when the active door is closed. Generally, you're going to, certainly with automatic, where it's trigger top and bottom, you'll have a coordinator involved. If it's semi-automatic, you're probably going to have, possibly not, a coordinator. And what you could have would be, certainly in automatics, you're going to have a coordinator, because every time that your active door closes, the inactive door is not going to be latched. And it would be permissible to have that in a pair of fire-rated doors. And you might actually require automatic flush bolts on the inactive if you have a scenario by which your occupancy load does not require both doors to have exit devices. So you will see it in a pair of egress doors that may or may not have an exit device or a panic device. Pardon me, a fire device. You will see it with just regular exit trim, but they will also tell you that you are disallowed from putting anything on the inactive door that might look like it was a means by which to exit. Semi-automatic flush bolts are used when the top is always latched when the door is pushed closed, but is only disengaged when you push the bolt in and it will retract. The bottom in that scenario is generally an automatic, where it's always trigger based, and every time the active door closes, it will secure. So anyway, you need some way to keep an elegant arrangement between the door edge of the active door from not becoming damaged over time by every time closing and hitting that trigger. That's all that this item is. You will very often see these packages installed when either they've gone missing, I suppose, or you've become aware of the fact that your door doesn't have it and not sure how long that's been the case. You'll also find them ordered under as a result of a fire door inspection. Under the duress of fire door audit, this can be found, a door can most absolutely be found not in compliance. Even though the door closes and latches perfectly every time and your margins are within the baseline of what's permitted, the installation instructions for the Flushbolts say to have the rub plate. And as a result of not having the rub plate, technically the installation would not be compliant. So I'll sell these to hospitals when they've have failed a fire inspection test. The most odd case of a door failing is an inspector, and rightfully so. And I'm a certified fire door and egress inspector. I would have to mark that in the report as well. A door closer was missing its plastic cover. The opening failed because it was missing the plastic cover. The plastic cover, I can't imagine, is going to do anything to impede the operation of that door closing in a fire rate or in all means of activation, reliably closing the door. But it's called out in the installation instructions, and that's why it failed. Anyway, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the IVES products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, but also a link to the full-line product catalog. I'm partial to IVES, and it's partially because it's the first trim and auxiliary manufacturer that I became familiar with. So a lot of the part numbers are memorized and, you know, easy to call up. But it's also because they're backed by that exceptional technical support department under the Allegiant umbrella. I called technical support today, and I didn't get someone from IVES. I got someone from Schlage who, you know, basically said, hold on, let me call over to IVES and find out what the story is. So, you know, the willingness to help is absolutely stellar in all instances. But if you're looking for, let me back up. What I would like to call to your attention from IVES, and they make all the regular stuff, flat goods, door stops, things of that nature. But having machined for door pivots countless times in the past, if you ever have a need for offset or center hung pivots, I would take a look at IVES because they have a nice selection of those pivots that you're going to use. But what really sets them apart is their approach to authoring the installation instructions. They've really made it simple and straightforward. Whereas other manufacturers, it's as if you are reading a wiring diagram, you know, to the space shuttle, and that's an exaggeration. But IVES has really distilled the installation aspect of pivot hardware down to its essence. They've done a good job with it. Any questions on the FBPART 1014 or any other IVES product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.